That's him. The one with the book. You oozing carbuncle. You ain't had enough of Warsaw yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
Mirov don't kid around with that.
I just wanted to stop by the laundry.
He must have shit his pants. You'll have to find yourself another laundry.
On.
You're talking nonsense!
But did you hear about Praga? I'm at the harbor getting fish, and half the wharf is in splinters. They said there's even bodies.
More bodies than they usually fish out of the Vistula, practically every day. They were only just writing about Powiśle.
But listen to this. They're saying it's some giant did it all.
You sure?
Maybe I can help. Recently, I've taken an interest in one of those.
Leave us alone. Did you wander in here by mistake?
hope those guys outside are your relatives. Otherwise, are you scared of...
I'm not easily You got some dirty laundry that needs cleaning.
You were curious how my father died. Beneath the ruins of a building in Śródmieście.
That's awful. How did it happen?
I'm glad you're asking. A remarkable death, isn't it?
Yes.
I was interested in this giant you mentioned to the fishmonger.
I can't help you. Rabbis are the ones who deal with golems.
I didn't say anything about a golem.
I'm afraid I can't help you. And now, if you'd like...
Let's have a word about your conflict with my father.
There was no such thing. I have warm feelings for the store, and his father as well.
Why did you quit working for my father?
It was a mutual decision.
I know that you and my father parted ways in bad terms. What happened?
We both had difficult personalities, but I still remember him fondly.
You're not telling...
I don't have to...
I'm leaving now, but...
Farewell. Is there something else you need?
Let's talk about your relationship.
Mr. Szulski.
Liar. Your anger still lingers around the photograph of my father.
I'm not in the habit of speaking ill of the dead, Mr. Szulski. Especially to their family. Old grudges drove us apart.
And might they give you a reason to...
I can't summon golems if that's what you're...
But you know there is such a possibility.
Is that all? I need to get back to work.
I'm leaving now, but I can...
Farewell.
The sun is still shining and I have things to do. Hello.
You said a month, 2 at most. I believed you. Then came the very first rain, and it was pouring in again. You fixed it, then the next rain. Soaked. I can't sleep because I have to keep emptying buckets. It's leaking just as badly as it was before. But the eyes of God are in every place, and they're watching.
Rabbi, when I said 2 months, you said there was one hole in the ceiling, but the whole building is in shambles here.
I can do it.
Quiet. You can seal up your daddy's barn with straw. The roof is gonna get holes because the foundations are crumbling.
So, let's go down to the basement.
Oh no, definitely not there.
Why do you afflict me so? I know why, because you know I shall bear it. Well, sir, are you just here to listen, or have you got something to say?
Am I speaking to Rabbi Sofer?
You see, all I gotta do is mention these cellars and his name comes up.
Would Hashem let a synagogue be haunted?
Hey now, quiet.
You're too late, I'm afraid. My name is Feldman. Rabbi Sofer departed this world almost a year ago. Forgive me, I have worldly matters to attend to.
I understand, Rabbi. And if someone were to help you with these workers?
In the words of the market woman trying to tempt a Jewish man into idolatry, what harm would it do?
I understand. Back up. God helps those who help themselves.
But Maybe you're right, Rabbi. Maybe Hashem is afflicting us, setting a test for us.
You heard the guy talking about Sofer. The old man cursed this place, especially these cellars.
So I'll go on my own and show that Hashem protects me against curses in Hashem's domain.
On your own. You can seal up your daddy's barn, right? Fine, let's go.
You've gotten the better of me again, Hashem. Your tests still surprise me, but if this is your will, I think Hashem has sent you to me. Who are you?
I'm the son of Stanisław Szulski, and I really need help.
Let's go into my office. Let's show Hashem we accept the challenge.
What do we have here?
Please, tell me what problem brought you here.
Maybe, Rabbi, you could tell me something about golems.
Thaumaturge, golems belong to Kabbalah, and you're forbidden from knowing anything about them. It's a trap for a soul. There are tales of golems being summoned for revenge, or in good faith, for protection. But they all end rather badly.
Rabbi Sofer put a curse on my father. Unfortunately, it started affecting his children as well.
A curse is a serious accusation, you know. I find it hard to believe Sofer would do such a thing. Do you think this has something to do with the golem?
I don't know. Did the old rabbi perhaps leave some things here? May I take a look at them?
Yes, here you are. All his books are here. I don't think I threw anything out. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
Rabbi?
I'm listening.
Rabbi, could you tell me?
He was fair, but if he's the one who inflicted the curse...
Rabbi, could you help me understand something about Kabbalah?
No. And I'll say no more on the subject.
How can I stop a golem?
To summon it to life, you write the 3 Hebrew letters spelling in an attempt to stop the monster, but I don't know how much truth.
Who can summon a golem?
Normally, it's determined by need. The Kabbalist rabbi summons the golem himself. In legends, the golem is a terrible punishment, but I think it's an offense against him.
I'm afraid that I won't find anything more here. Thank you, Rabbi. Rabbi?
I'm listening.
I found a prescription belonging to the old rabbi. Was something troubling him?
He had heart problems. The local pharmacist would even bring him some...
What was that pharmacist?
Abraham Horovitz.
Let me guess. He's dead?
Unfortunately. Let's keep talking, if you need...
Mordechai Chayat. Do you know that?
He owns one of the laundries here in Miruf, but I admit he doesn't really come to... Maybe there are other things I could be of more help.
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
Mr. Shulsky again. Have a new theory?
I know about the pharmacist.
Beg your pardon?
All this is because Abraham Horowitz, isn't it? I just don't get why.
Community. Something you Shulskis don't know a thing about. Here, we take care of everyone. Your father's punishment was fitting for his actions and his background.
Was it worth it? A golem is a blunt instrument that killed...
What are you talking about?
You wanted to teach my father a lesson, and you did. It's too bad innocent people died in the process. The building that collapsed on Stanisław, that's what happens.
No, it can't be.
I don't think the punishment is adequate for the crime. Horowitz had something on his and what my father did.
Oh, do they?
There's no trace of cruelty.
Without any specifics, though...
My father and Sofer knew one another for years. Father knew the They both took that risk.
To whom?
That doesn't matter. I am connected to them only...
What do you want?
To get rid of the golem. Tell me something, anything, that will get me closer to a solution.
Instead of telling you, I'll show you.
Where? Into an alley, where some friend of yours will smack me around?
To the synagogue. Are you coming?
Yes, let's go.
We'll stop to get Feldman. He should see this too.
So,
No wonder the roof is leaking if the foundation is crumbling. A lovely metaphor, Hashem. But what happened here had nothing to do with Hashem. Did it?
Mr. Shulsky wished to know the origin of his curse. This is where it took its shape. If I'd... Now I see it differently, but back then, when I was talking to Sofer, revenge and justice seemed one and the same.
Revenge is no justice. It is always dictated by anger, and in anger, erring comes easily. But Sofer agreed to it.
He summoned the golem. What else do you want to know?
what do you remember from the moment you summoned the golem?
Nothing. I don't want to go back to that. And I don't want to remember it. My conscience.
Mr. Shulsky, perhaps it's better to let it go.
There are a few things here I have to...
We'll wait.
Will this take much longer?
I have to know what you remember. Your memory takes shape and forms into words. Talk to me, Mordechai.
I feel cold. Cold from the clay seeps into my fingers, into my bones. But the colossus I've been sculpting for hours is nearly ready. Sofer whispers the spell in Hebrew, but his words throb in my temples, and...
What did Sofer say then?
I don't know.
Speak!
I couldn't hear, I swear. I couldn't hear. Truly. Enough! I beg you. Enough. Your family and your...
Hayat. How could Sofer have done something like this? And you, sir, how are you not ashamed?
Maybe I've treated Hayat unfairly.
You made him relive all...
I wanted to know. Anything might help.
Even so.
This place won't tell me any more.
And what have you learned?
These are the remains of some fabric. There's not enough left to read. The clay formed a shell that Sopher infused with the saluter. Hayat brought...
Hours? That must have been...
What's a few hours in exchange? The hole you can't miss over there is the new door the golem smashed when it was summoned to...
And no one saw anything?
That's all, but I'm not an...
A thaumaturge and a kabbalist?
Do you know one, Rabbi?
Well, there is someone. Normally, I'd advise... And with trust in your choice of a path to... It's Ariel Rofe.
Of course.
Do you know one another?
Well, I know him well enough to suspect that he might not want to help.
Mercy rebuilds bridges.
I think I know where Rafa would tell me to shove that.
All right, I think it's time for us to go. This place just makes the blood... Shall we?
Let's get out of here. It's here, but something's wrong.
Czego nada?
How did you know I was Polish?
Because you're asking a stupid question instead of doing what you're told. What you looking for here, Pariak?
What treasures are they hiding in there that they need all these guards?
His Excellency's dirty underwear. What do you care?
I'm looking for a friend who's gone missing. I want to see if he's here.
If he were here, I wouldn't brag about knowing somebody like that.
And if I insist, will you call your buddies over and give me a thrashing?
Da.
Ко мне, сукины дети. Бейте поляка.
The police plus the Ochrana. They have their way with this place. Under the sky of Mirov, a Thaumaturge has his lair.